Welcome to the Time Management Podcast with me, your host, Abigail Barnes. I'm a productivity coach, global speaker, time management author, and award-winning entrepreneur on a mission to share the 888 formula with the world and to remind you that it's your time. Leave it to me to bring you new time management tips, tricks, tools, and strategies, to introduce you to guests, research, and case studies from around the world, and to give you a simple 5-step process you can follow to uplevel your productivity, achieve your goals, and create a life that exceeds your wildest dreams. I'm so excited that you're here, so let's get started. Welcome to the show. Oh my goodness, we have a bonus episode and I am so excited that we get to wrap up season 1 of the Time Management Podcast with this conversation here today. So first of all, thank you for everything you have done to support the podcast, to share the podcast, to listen to the podcast, to leave reviews for the podcast. I love it all. I appreciate it all. You are amazing. And if you've not left a review yet, please do on whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, as it really helps to get this content out to more people. So in the last episode, we were talking about the milestone of hitting 2,000 listeners or downloads of the podcast. And I was so excited by that. And after that, I went to check some more of our stats for the podcast and was absolutely blown away to realize that we have listeners in 53 countries around the world. It's incredible. When I look at the list of countries that are listening to the podcast, I am mind blown. So thank you for everything you've done to share it with all of the people in your lives. Keep sharing it, keep reviewing it. It does all help. And this is the first thing. So there's 3 things I want to share with you today. This is the first thing I want to share with you. I've talked in the previous episodes, episode 2, where we talked about the procrastination loop and how it's easy for us to get trapped in this procrastination, fear of failure loop. I procrastinated for 3 years over starting this podcast, as I didn't fully know how to do some of the tech when it came to getting the audio out there. I'm so pleased that I continued, found people to help, paid people to help, and got this podcast out there. It is proof that in life, it's so important to trust your intuition, even though it might look crazy on paper, even though you might not have time, even though there might be other things that your budget needs to be spent on, invested in. Trust your intuition. So starting the podcast and taking the action to actually get it going, and to show up every week with the episodes, with the show notes, with amazing guests and conversation. It is work and it takes time, effort, energy, and financial investment. However, I'm so pleased that I trusted my intuition and got it out there, because we get to meet every single week for incredible conversations. And it's proof that it's never too late to start. If there's something you want to start, it's never too late. So not only did I not know all of the tech behind how to do it, I believed that it was too late to start a podcast, that I'd missed the boat. Well, here we are today, my friend. So that's lesson number 1 that I have learnt this year. I have learnt many, so I have summarized them into 3 for your listening experience here today. The second one is, and this is the name of this episode, Success by Design. So I called my business this a very long time ago, because success to me was personal. Success to everybody else I spoke to was personal. Some people wanted to work a lot, make a lot. Some people wanted to build a lifestyle business. Some people, if they were in a profession, wanted to have a job to a certain amount of time, effort, and energy. Others wanted to go up the ladder and had different aspirations. So for me, I noticed that success was a personal thing. And so everything I do in my life is around what success means to me. And then everything I'm teaching is around helping my clients, my audiences, to understand, what does success mean to you? That's the first question to ask yourself. First piece of homework for today's episode: what does success mean to you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? Really go there. What will you be saying to yourself when you achieve or attain this success, when you get there? Remember, in our last episode, the delusion, the art of delusion, I was talking about this phrase that so many people use: when I get there. Where's there? And then when it comes to the design part of this conversation, this is around, what do you want things to look like? How many days do you want to work? Where do you want to work from? What hours do you want to work? We live in a much more flexible world these days, thank goodness. So we can design with much more grace and ease the life that we want to be living, the lifestyle. And if we don't have so much flexibility, it's important to start where you are and build from there. There will never be a time when, well, once I get that, then I can do it. We start where we are. So we've just wrapped up the Dare to Dream 21-day challenge. And that was all around looking back at what was working in 2023 in that season of your life, and then looking forward into 2024, the new season of your life. So if you're listening to this podcast at a different time, switch in the word season, what season of your life you're in, for the new year concept that I'm going to talk about now. So we are on the cusp, as I'm recording this, of a new year 2024. Moving into a new season. So there will be seasons throughout our lives. There will be the season when we're studying. There will be the season when we are starting out. There will be the season when we're starting again. There will be the season when you're taking time out for a family because you've been made redundant, because you've changed, you want to change your career. For many, many different reasons, we will find ourselves in seasons, because perhaps you've had your own illness, because perhaps somebody around you has been ill. And these are the catalysts for change. This is our opportunity to look at what we've been doing and ask ourselves, do we want to keep doing this going forward? And or is this the time for a new plan? So this is the conversation we've been having in the 21-day Dare to Dream challenge. Depending on when you're listening to this episode, you'll still be able to catch up on the replays for that training, as well as doing the homework. And it is absolutely free at this point in time. If you've loved that training, and or if you've missed the training but are ready to invest in something for 2024, then we have the New Year More You Success by Design program coming up that starts on the 1st of January. This program is designed to help you become more you. I hate the idea, the concept, the jargon around new you. There's nothing wrong with you. It quite simply is a case of turning up the volume on the amazing human, the amazing soul that you are, and turning down the volume on everything that's gone on in the past to get you to where you are right here, right now, today. That doesn't invalidate what's happened. That doesn't make what's happened better. That doesn't say that what's happened was right. All it is acknowledging, I am now ready to move forward. And in order to move forward, I need to put down what's got me here. Because let's imagine analogy time that we're climbing a mountain, that the new year is our new mountain that we're scaling. If you've ever been walking in any degree of a gradient, then you will know you do not want to carry anything that you don't need to carry. So this is the opportunity to put down all of the things that you don't want to take on that upward trajectory of your journey as we move into the new season, the 2024. Another analogy that I want to leave you with today in this conversation in and around new seasons is to think of yourself like a tree. Trees have two things going on. One, they grow up, but two, they grow down. So trees have roots, and the roots of the tree keep it alive. The roots of the tree keep it planted where it is. So when there's a storm, it doesn't fall over if it's got strong roots. Now, trees spend most of the year without leaves. When you see a tree and you walk past it, whether it's in a forest, in the street, in a park, the tree doesn't say to you, I'm so embarrassed I don't have leaves yet. Don't tell anybody my leaves are coming. I don't have the leaves. You should come back when my leaves are here. I have really, really good leaves. A tree is just a tree. A tree knows that there are seasons of leaves, there are seasons of no leaves. But all the time it's growing up, it's growing down. So as we walk out into this new year, you're a tree. How strong are your roots? When the winds blow, when things come along that aren't necessarily how you want them to be, how will you respond? Will the winds blow your tree over? Or will the winds blow a few leaves off, break some branches, but your rock solid trunk will stay there? And it's not that we are aiming for perfection. This is something we'll talk about in the program. We're talking about progress. We're talking about 2 goals that you want to achieve every single month, 2 goals per month. So if you're with us in the program, it's a 3-month program. That's 6 goals you will achieve in 3 months. If you're with us for 6 months, if you're with us for 9 months, if you're with us for 12 months, by the end of the year, that's 24 goals. So we overestimate what we can achieve in a month and underestimate what we can achieve in a year, in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months. And this is the key to success. This is what success feels like, in a way that we're not burning out, in a way that it's not always a sprint up a mountain. Now, maybe some people want to sprint up mountains, maybe some people enjoy sprinting up mountains, but I think most of us would like to just walk one step at a time. And some of us would like to improve our walking so that we get faster. And then maybe we will become mountain runners. But right now, it's just about putting down the things that we don't need in order to be able to ascend the mountain. The third thing I wanted to share as I wrap up our bonus episode, we haven't talked about yoga for a while, so I wanted to do a yoga check-in. I am so grateful that I listened to my intuition and joined up and signed up for that yoga studio on that random Sunday when, let's be honest, I had the coffee with 3 shots and thought, it's my time. In that time, I was able to tick off a number of things that had subconsciously been on my New Year's resolution list for 2023. One was that I wanted to feel stronger. 2 was that I wanted to meet some like-minded people. And 3 was that I wanted to look good in my bikini this year. Because why not? I achieved and exceeded all of those goals in a way that I never dreamed was possible. I have met some incredible humans, the teachers, the people in the class. I have achieved an aesthetic that was not my intention going in, but was the unintended consequence of going for strong. So, like I said, my word for the year was strong. I just wanted to feel strong mentally and physically. Yoga has given me both. And the number of people who've said to me that they've started yoga since and how excited and rejuvenated they feel as a result of doing it just makes me so, so, so happy. So if this encourages you to take up yoga, then fantastic. Let me know. I want to wrap up this conversation today by just saying, no matter where you are right now, no matter what your life situation physically looks like, you are a miracle. The chances of you being here are 1,000,000,000 to 1. The chances of you continuing to be here, the things that we have that we don't necessarily appreciate in the aspiration for going for more. Oxygen, water, electricity, Wi-Fi, a roof, a bed, clothes, people, conversations, this podcast. It's so important that we look at what we have versus not enough of it in order to be able to then accept more. As if we can't accept or recognize what we have, how will we be able to accept and recognize more and receive more? And obviously, we are here as souls having a human experience. The experience is to experience it all. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it starts by experiencing and appreciating what we do have right here, right now. So as we wrap up this conversation, if you're joining me in the New Year More You program, I'm so excited to see you there. If you have been in the Dare to Dream challenge, thank you so much. It's been so amazing to hang out with you. If you want to catch up on anything, all of the links will be below wherever you're watching this in the show notes. If you've got any questions, if you want to find out how you can work with me, I do time management coaching. I also have on-demand training. I have a book, Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals, that you can buy on our website and also on the Amazons, all of the Amazons around the world, and it can be shipped to your location. And if there's anything else, if you want to speak to me about Abigail, we'd love to have you as a speaker at our conferences or our events next year. How do we make that happen? Then reach out as things are starting to get booked in. And I would love to speak to you about working with you also. So until next time, my friend, it has been my pleasure and honor to yet again spend more time with you, have more exciting conversations. Leave your reviews for the podcast on whatever platforms you're listening to. It helps us to reach more people. Plus, I love getting a surprise email that says you have a review. So whenever you're listening to this, stay safe, stay well, and remember, it's your time. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you loved what you heard, be sure to let me know by leaving a review so I can keep the good stuff coming. Come and say hi on Instagram at Success by Design Training, or visit my website, successbydesigntraining.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn. Just search Abigail Barnes. Until next time, don't forget, you are amazing and it's your time.